Chassidic Parashat of Chukat, Chassidic insights on the Parashat, arrogance in action within the sacred volumes of our Torah. We encounter the deeply intriguing narrative of the Para Aduma, the red heifer, which occupies a significant place in Jewish spiritual thought. This enigmatic commandment, categorized as a chak, a divine decree that transcends human understanding, has perplexed scholars and lay people alike for centuries. Rashi, that eminent commentator, cautions us about the limits of human comprehension regarding this particular mitzvah, asserting that it operates on a mystical plane beyond our grasp. As we delve into the intricacies of the Para Aduma, we discover a profound duality. It is emtaher temiyim, purifying the impure, while simultaneously emtemiyai taharim, rendering the pure impure. This paradox not only invites contemplation, but also serves as a springboard for deeper spiritual insights, particularly concerning the nature of arrogance and humility in our divine service. The ritual surrounding the Para Aduma is replete with elements that challenge our conventional understanding of the world. The notion that something can purify the impure while corrupting the pure is at first glance a logical contradiction. Yet therein lies the beauty of divine wisdom. It asks us to embrace the mysteries of faith and recognize that our human intellect has its limitations. The Baal Shem Tov, the illustrious founder of Chassidism, emerged as a beacon of light, illuminating the path for those seeking to understand the spiritual lessons embedded in this intricate ritual. He posits that the Para Aduma serves as a metaphor for the journey of the Baal Teshuvah, the individual returning to God after a period of spiritual estrangement. In the initial stages of Teshuvah, a person may be far removed from the sanctity of the Torah and the observance of mitzvos. The desire to reconnect with the divine often arises from motives that may not be entirely altruistic. A person may embark on this sacred journey seeking personal validation, yearning for a sense of belonging in a community, or even striving to project an image of piety to others. Such motivations, while not ideal, can nonetheless play an instrumental role in igniting the spark of spiritual awakening. The Baal Shem Tov's insights reveal a fascinating truth. The arrogance that might initially characterize the Baal Teshuvah's return can in fact serve as a catalyst for his spiritual elevation. This dynamic is emblematic of the principle of emtaher timayim, wherein the very qualities that seem to distance a person from the divine can, through divine will and grace, lead to purification and elevation. As the Baal Teshuvah progresses on their spiritual journey, they may experience a surge of confidence, a sense of having accomplished something significant in their return to faith. This newfound self-assuredness, while beneficial in the early stages of Teshuvah, must eventually give way to humility. The Baal Shem Tov emphasizes a crucial turning point. Once the individual has reached a certain level of spiritual maturity, the presence of arrogance becomes a hindrance rather than a help. This shift is the essence of emtemiyai taharim, the idea that for those who have attained a level of purity and devotion, any trace of arrogance can taint their sacred service. Herein lies a profound lesson for all seekers of truth. Spiritual growth demands a continual process of self-reflection, where humility becomes the cornerstone of our relationship with the divine. Yet the journey does not end there. The tzaddikim, those righteous individuals who have devoted themselves wholly to the service of God, present an intriguing dynamic within the framework of arrogance and humility. While they embody the ideals of piety and sincerity, even they are not exempt from the complexities of the human experience. In the dynamic landscape of spiritual growth, moments arise when a tzaddik must summon a measure of self-assertion to transcend existing limitations and reach new heights in their divine service. This notion resonates with the Talmudic inquiry posed in Sanhedrin 37a, "Why was man created alone?" In order that he should say that the world was created for me. This statement encapsulates a profound truth. A certain degree of healthy arrogance is essential for the tzaddik, allowing them to dare to leap beyond their current spiritual confines. The arrogance that propels a tzaddik to embrace new challenges can be seen as a necessary tool for growth. When a tzaddik aspires to ascend to a higher level of avodas Hashem, they may require that initial spark of self-confidence to catalyze their transformation. The journey from a state of tamei to a new level of Torah embodies this process. The tzaddik, having risen to a new spiritual height, must then return to a state of humility, ensuring that their service remains pure and free from the taint of arrogance. This cyclical pattern highlights the intricate relationship between self-assertion and humility in the pursuit of holiness. As we draw insights from the Para Aduma, we are encouraged to engage in a profound exploration of our own motivations and intentions within the framework of Avodas Hashem. The interplay of arrogance and humility serves as a poignant reminder of the complex nature of the human spirit. In a world that often extols the virtues of self-promotion and individualism, the teachings surrounding the Para Aduma invite us to reflect on the essence of our spiritual journeys. True fulfillment in our service to God emerges not from self-aggrandizement, but rather from the humble acknowledgement of our place within the vast tapestry of creation, woven together by the divine hand. Moreover, the Para Aduma serves as a reminder that our spiritual journeys are not solitary endeavors. Each individual is part of a collective whole, and our actions reverberate beyond our personal experiences. The dual nature of the Para Aduma, purifying the impure while corrupting the pure, mirrors the interconnectedness of our spiritual lives. The Baal Teshuva's initial arrogance may lead to personal redemption, but it is through communal humility and the recognition of our shared human experience that we can truly elevate ourselves and those around us. In conclusion, the teachings derived from the Para Aduma resonate through the ages, inviting us to navigate the intricate dance of arrogance and humility in our spiritual endeavors. As we embark on our journeys of Teshuvah and strive for closeness to the divine, we must remain vigilant, recognizing that while a measure of arrogance may serve as a catalyst for initial growth, it is humility that will ultimately sustain us in our quest for a deeper connection with God. The lessons embedded in this sacred ritual remind us that our spiritual paths are not linear, but rather cyclical, characterized by moments of elevation and times of introspection. In our pursuit of holiness, let us embrace the duality of our experiences, allowing the wisdom of the Para Aduma to guide us toward a life of authentic devotion, compassion, and unity within the broader tapestry of creation. Piety and obligation, a profound reflection on the teachings of our Yaakov Yosef of Polnoy. The intricate tapestry of Jewish spirituality is woven from many threads, among which piety and obligation stand as fundamental pillars. These concepts, while distinct, are deeply interwoven, forming the foundation of a life dedicated to the service of the divine. The teachings of our Yaakov Yosef of Polnoy, one of the foremost disciples of the Baal Shem Tov and a prominent figure in the Chassidic movement, provide a rich exploration of these themes. His seminal work, Toldos Yaakov Yosef, illuminates the profound relationship between Em Taher Timayim and Em Temei Taharim, drawing on scriptural sources and mystical insights that guide adherents on their spiritual journeys. At the core of this discourse is a midrash cited in Toldos Yaakov Yosef, which references the poignant verse from Job 14 verse 4, "Who will bring forth pure from impure, if not the only one?" This inquiry is not merely rhetorical. It challenges us to reflect on the transformative potential that the divine holds within our lives. The Midrash elaborates on this theme by recounting the stories of key biblical figures, Abraham Avinu, King Chizkiyahu, and Mordecai the Tzaddik, each of whom emerged from backgrounds marked by idolatry and impurity to achieve greatness and embody holiness. These narratives serve as powerful reminders of the inherent potential for redemption and elevation that exists within every individual. They illustrate that purity is not a static state but a dynamic journey, one that is facilitated by the Almighty and can be realized through sincere efforts in Avodas Hashem. Our Yaakov Yosef, however, takes a unique approach that diverges from the traditional midrashic interpretation. He emphasizes that the essence of piety or hasidus is found in the conscious effort to enhance one's relationship with Hashem through daily actions. Each day is imbued with the potential for growth, as individuals may choose to undertake new practices, deepen their commitments, or reawaken dormant aspirations in their spiritual lives. This daily renewal is not merely a matter of ritual observance or obligation. It is a heartfelt expression of devotion and an earnest desire to forge an ever closer connection to the divine. The beauty of this dynamic is encapsulated in the concept of avdus, which our Yaakov Yosef articulates as the natural progression of an individual's spiritual journey. When a person embraces a new custom or reinvigorates their commitment to a mitzvah, they ascend to a new plateau of divine service. This ascent is transformative. The following day, their service is no longer initiated from a place of stagnation, but rather from the elevated state achieved through yesterday's piety. This cyclical process of growth and transformation underscores the notion that spiritual life is a continuous ascent, a ladder upon which each rung represents a deeper connection to Hashem. Our Yaakov Yosef's interpretation of the verse from Job also carries a profound warning. He elucidates that failure to grow spiritually, to remain content with yesterday's achievements, constitutes a regression into a state of impurity. The phrase lo ekad in the verse serves as a poignant reminder that without the drive to evolve and deepen one's service, one risks becoming stagnant, inadvertently marring the purity that has been attained. Therefore, the act of emtemiai taharim, rendering the pure impure, is not merely a theological concept but a lived reality for those who neglect the imperative of daily spiritual advancement. The burden of stagnation weighs heavily on the soul, urging us to recognize that true fulfillment lies in the pursuit of continual growth. The red heifer, which possesses the unique capacity to purify the impure, becomes a symbol of the transformative potential inherent in every act of service to Hashem. Just as the ashes of the red heifer are used to effectuate purification, so too does our spiritual growth testify to the ongoing work of the divine in our lives. The red heifer teaches us that even in the face of impurity, there exists a pathway to revival and sanctity, a pathway that is forged through sustained effort and unwavering commitment to one's spiritual obligations. This profound lesson encapsulates the essence of Avodas Hashem, reminding us that we are not merely passive recipients of divine grace, but active participants in the ongoing narrative of creation. Our Yaakov Yosef of Polnoi, through his teachings, invites us to embrace the duality of piety and obligation as complementary forces that propel us forward on our spiritual journeys. His insights challenge us to cultivate a mindset of continual growth, to view each day as a new opportunity for connection with the divine, and to recognize that our spiritual endeavors hold the potential to transform not only ourselves but the entire world around us. The act of striving for spiritual excellence is not merely a personal endeavor. It reverberates through the community and contributes to the collective elevation of the Jewish people. As we engage with our Yaakov Yosef's teachings, it becomes imperative to internalize the importance of personal accountability in our spiritual lives. This accountability is not limited to adherence to ritual. It extends to the moral and ethical dimensions of our existence. Each action taken in the spirit of piety has the power to uplift and inspire those around us. In this way, our individual journeys of growth are intertwined with the communal fabric of Jewish life, creating a tapestry rich in diversity and unity. In conclusion, may we heed the timeless wisdom of our Yaakov Yosef and strive to embody the essence of Hasidus by diligently pursuing our spiritual obligations. Let us endeavor to grow, to continuously seek new ways to deepen our relationship with Hashem, and to transform the impure into the pure. As we traverse this sacred path, let us always remember that our journey is illuminated by the light of piety, driven by the obligation to serve, and filled with the promise of divine redemption. In this quest for spiritual elevation, may we uplift one another, fostering a community that thrives on growth, connection, and unwavering devotion to the divine. Through our collective efforts, may we bring forth a world that reflects the purity and sanctity we aspire to achieve, one step at a time. If only I had known. Throughout the expansive tapestry of history, certain epochs stand as testament to the resilience and evolution of the human spirit, while others serve as poignant reminders of humanity's struggles and triumphs. The years 589-1038 CE, often referred to as the Dark Ages in Europe, were particularly notable for their profound implications on culture, society, and faith. For the Jewish community, this era marked the illustrious era of the Geonim, a time of extraordinary intellectual and spiritual flowering that emerged in the wake of the finalization of the Babylonian Talmud. In this landscape of scholarly achievement and communal fortitude, our Saadia Jayan of Sura, my 38th great-grandfather, emerges as a towering figure whose legacy invites us to delve deeply into the implications of knowledge, awareness, and the transformative power of understanding encapsulated in the haunting refrain, "If only I had known." The tale of our Saadia Jayan and the humble innkeeper is more than a mere anecdote. It is a profound narrative that underscores the importance of recognition, respect, and the potential for meaningful connections. When our Saya, a beacon of wisdom and spiritual authority, arrived in a distant town on a communal matter, he was met not with the reverence one would expect, but with indifference. The innkeeper, unaware of the greatness embodied in his guest, treated him with a casualness that belied the Jayan's stature. He tossed a key towards our Saadia and pointed vaguely to a room down the corridor, dismissing the sage with a wave of his hand. However, the following morning unfolded in a manner that would forever alter the innkeeper's perception. As he made his way through the bustling shuk, he was surprised to see the shops of the Jewish merchants shuttered, their owners absent. Confused and unsettled, he ventured to the Beit Knesset, where he was greeted by a sight that would haunt him, his community gathered in thrall, hanging on the words of our Saadia Jayan as he delivered a lecture. The innkeeper's heart sank as he realized the gravity of his previous actions. The distinguished sage he had treated with such indifference was not just anyone, but a man of profound significance to the entire Jewish community. "If I had only known who you were," he lamented, tears streaming down his face, "I would have served you differently." This moment of self-reproach serves as a mirror, reflecting a universal truth. Our perceptions shape our actions, and ignorance can often cloud our judgment. The innkeeper's realization points to the essence of human interaction. How often do we overlook the inherent value in those around us? In our fast-paced world, we frequently become ensnared by the superficialities of appearances and societal status. The innkeeper's lamentation resonates deeply, reminding us that recognition births respect, and respect transforms the mundane into the extraordinary. It compels us to consider how we might respond differently if we approached each encounter with humility and a desire for understanding. Years later, a disciple of our Saadia Jayan stumbled upon a scene that would further illuminate the complexities of the human experience. He found his revered teacher alone in his chamber, weeping and pounding his chest with fists in a display of raw emotion that was both bewildering and poignant. The disciple, initially taken aback, remained hidden, observing in silence as our Saadia wrestled with his own heart. After a time, he gathered the courage to approach his teacher, seeking to understand the source of such sorrow. "Rebbe," he began gently, "surely the Jayan is not in need of tashuvah. You are engaged continuously in Torah and mitzvot. How can it be that such teshuvah is required?" Our Saadia sighed deeply, a slow smile crossing his face as he began to share his thoughts. "You see," he explained, "when I reflect on my divine service and the knowledge I have amassed, I realize that yesterday I barely knew Hashem." This admission, a stark contrast to the accolades and titles that adorned our Saadia's life, reveals a profound depth of character. The Jayan's introspection speaks to a fundamental truth. Knowledge, regardless of its breadth, is but a gateway to deeper understanding, and the journey toward enlightenment is ongoing. "If I had only known yesterday what I know now," our Saadia mused, "how magnificent is the Master of the world, how great his kindness, and how much are we required to praise him and express our gratitude. I would surely have served him differently." This poignant reflection invites us to consider our own spiritual journeys. It challenges us to examine how often we are caught in the rhythm of daily life, unaware of the profound truths that lie just beyond our immediate perceptions. Our Saadia's lamentation compels us to recognize that every moment is an opportunity for growth, a chance to deepen our relationship with the divine and with those around us. In the context of our modern lives, the lessons gleaned from the experiences of our Saadia Jayan and the innkeeper remain strikingly relevant. We often find ourselves ensnared in the whirlwind of our routines, our minds clouded with distractions that prevent us from recognizing the extraordinary in the ordinary. The refrain, "If only I had known," serves as a powerful reminder to cultivate a mindset of awareness and presence. It urges us to seek the deeper significance in our encounters and to approach each interaction with a sense of curiosity, humility, and reverence. Moreover, our Sadhya Jayan's introspection sheds light on the essence of spiritual growth. His realization that knowledge is not a finite pursuit, but rather a lifelong journey, serves as a reminder that we must remain open to new insights and revelations. Each day presents us with the opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to deepen our understanding of the world and ourselves. The process of engaging with our faith, our relationships, and our purpose necessitates a willingness to embrace change and to acknowledge that our understanding is always evolving. As we navigate the complexities of our lives, let us carry with us the wisdom of our Sadhya Jayan, a wisdom that encourages us to seek knowledge not merely for its own sake, but as a means to cultivate deeper connections with others and with the divine. Let us strive to transform our moments of regret into motivations for growth, reminding ourselves that with each new insight comes a renewed opportunity to serve, to love, and to express gratitude. By doing so, we may find that the richness of our experiences is greatly enhanced, and the tapestry of our lives is woven with threads of understanding, kindness, and awareness. In conclusion, the echoes of the past resonate through the ages, beckoning us to reflect on our own lives and the pivotal moments that shape our journeys. The stories of our Sadhya Jayan and the innkeeper illuminate the profound impact of recognition and awareness, inviting us to embrace the transformative power of knowledge. As we tread the path of life, let us remember that every day presents the possibility of enlightenment, an invitation to serve with greater intention.